Hi, this is Paul here again from Payroll Project Management. Don't forget, keep up to date, hit the subscribe button.
At the beginning of January 2020, immediately prior to the COVID-19 lockdown, Michael and John worked for different companies, Company A and Company B, respectively. But both were on €600 a week. They were both single with standard rate cut-off points of €35,300 per annum and an annual tax credit of €3,300 per annum. These were the standard rates for single people in 2020 and equated to a standard rate cut-off point of €678.85 per week and a tax credit of €63.46 per week. Their net take-home pay after the statutory PAYE deductions for income tax, USC and PRSI was €505.87 per week, as per the diagram. Both were entitled to €350 per week temporary wage subsidy scheme, based on their pay prior to the lockdown. In their cases, they both were awarded the €350 by their employers. Not all employees that were entitled to the 350 rate were awarded it by their employers, however. But that is the subject of another video I did on the 27th of April 2020 called COVID-19 Temporary Wage Subsidy Scheme Calculator. I can't believe that over 2 years later that it is still relevant and hurting many PAYE taxpayers today. When the TWSS came into effect on March the 26th, 2020, the scheme was expected to last 12 weeks from March the 26th, 2020. The TWSS scheme end date was extended and it closed on the 31st of August 2020. Both John and Michael remained working a 39-hour week and remained on the TWSS for 20 weeks. Here is where the differences start. In Company A, where Michael worked, they paid the difference between the €350 TWSS and Michael's normal gross pay of €600, which equated to €250. This resulted in Michael receiving an extra €106 for the 20 weeks as he received refunds of tax for the tax he had paid in the first 3 months of the year, January, February and March. Michael received a bill at the end of 2020 for approximately €1,600 due for income tax and USC on the TWSS received. Michael would have the wherewithal to pay this from the extra he got for the period the company was getting the TWSS on his behalf and paying it to him. In Company B, where John worked, they paid the difference between the €350 TWSS and John's normal net of statutory deductions pay of €505.87, which equated to €116.18 gross. This resulted in John receiving the exact same net pay of €505.87 for most of the 20 weeks, as he received refunds of tax for the tax he had paid in the first 3 months of the year, January, February and March. John also received a bill at the end of 2020 for approximately €1,600 due for income tax and USC on the TWSS received. However, John did not have the wherewithal to pay this from the net pay he got paid for the period the company was getting the TWSS on his behalf. Employers had the option to pay the TWSS liability on behalf of their employees where circumstances such as these arose. Some employers have paid this directly to revenue, while others have paid the amount to their employees. While many companies have paid revenue the income tax and USC owed by their employees because of this process, there are no figures, however, available on whether all companies have. Thus, John has a legitimate grievance with his employer for a breach of the Payment of Wages Act because he was underpaid for the hours he worked based on his contract of employment. There could also be cases where the top-up made by the employer together with the TWSS was less than the national minimum hourly rate of €10.10 at that time.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget, keep up to date, hit the subscribe button or like or join the group's Payroll Matters in Ireland. See you next time.